Now part of the Darkcast Network. Welcome to Indie Podcasts with a dark side. Hey lambs, Kai here for Love and Murder, Heartbreak to Homicide. Once again, we are doing a true crime guest takeover. This is the last week of the guest takeover, and next week you'll hear my ranting voice again. So don't forget, if you like what you hear of this true crime guest, then go ahead and visit their link in the show notes below and follow them. Listen to more true crimes that even I might not cover. So get the link in the show notes below and go ahead and enjoy this true crime guest takeover. And I'll see you next week. Enjoy.
Hi, this is Kelly.
And this is Jenna.
And you're listening to ODFM.
This episode is 1DO from Murder. D-O. So let me explain.
I'm trying to think. Okay.
Of what it can stand for? Okay.
Yeah.
A DO is a doctor of osteopathic medicine.
Okay. I was thinking
osteopathic.
Yeah. I was thinking direct order.
There you go, right? Oh yeah, direct order, like a DOA, dead on arrival
dead
or
on
something.
arrival.
Right?
That would have been good.
Oh, we could use that.
We could use that one later.
All right. File
Genius,
that in the back.
put that there.
Okay, so to explain for those who don't know, because I had to look it up because I didn't know. A DO is a licensed physician who takes a whole body approach to medicine. So it's based on the idea that all the body systems are interrelated. And so they treat the whole body rather than focusing on a specific symptom. So like, I don't know, you're having leg pains, but they're not just going to like examine
focus on the
your
leg. They're going to see if it's related to the back or like something's out of whack. Okay. See, this is genius.
Makes great sense. And it is a separate degree. Like you go to a medical school specifically for that. And they also said that some of those doctors also believe in, I think it was called like manual medicine, like where like not just medicine. They might do like manipulations and stuff like that. Right. So
that's
I was like,
awesome.
oh, okay.
Yeah. So that's kind of like an internist then too.
That could be, yeah.
Yeah,
right.
I've had internists.
I would agree.
Interesting. Okay.
Okay, so now we're going to go to our story. And this one is based out of Utah for a change.
Uh-oh.
But we're out of the Pacific Northwest, we're not in Florida, and we're not in Wisconsin. Which, you know, I was like, we got to find some murders from other places.
Utah, you're there too. You got murders too.
Exactly.
You're not exempt.
Exactly. Michelle Marie Summers was born in 1957, and she grew up in Concord, California. Grapes. Yep, exactly. She was popular, athletic. She played the violin. She was a cheerleader, homecoming queen.
Girl.
Oh, yeah.
We got
she
this.
modeled. She was a beauty queen.
Dang.
But she was also a straight A student. So she was gorgeous. She was smart. She was well-rounded.
What's wrong with her? There's got to be something.
Abso-freaking-lutely nothing as far as I can tell. Oh, she's beautiful. She's so sweet.
Alien. There's the explanation.
Alien. She was also brought up in the LDS church, the Mormon church, and she was very involved in her church. She met Martin McNeil at an event for Mormon young adults, and they met and then quickly eloped when she was just 21 and he was 22.
Uh-oh. How'd the parents feel about that?
Apparently, since they were both Mormon, they were like, sweet.
Okay. Yeah.
Like,
get those baby going. Okay.
Yeah, whatever. All right, cool. Martin McNeil was an aspiring doctor, and they started their family real quickly. Michelle gave birth to 4 kids in 5 years.
No, that's a lot.
Like, boop, 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 like a log ride. Just boop, boop, boop.
Dang. Log ride.
She had 3 girls and a boy.
Oh, my gosh.
And then they moved to Pleasant Grove, Utah. And Michelle and Martin were very loving and involved parents. Awesome. Martin was a DO, an osteopathic doctor. And for a time, he worked as the medical director for the Utah State Development Center. He also had a law degree. Dude was smart.
You're a doctor and a lawyer. You can't.
And also, where did he get the money for all of these?
Shit.
Didn't he have like
time? Tithing?
Time. What's the word? What's the word I'm looking for? His Oh my God. Student loans.
Oh,
how many fucking student loans does this dude have, right?
No doubt. Unless the church covers it. In that case, I'm becoming Mormon, I guess.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
So he had a law degree, but he was not a practicing lawyer. So apparently he just got it for kicks to see if he could get it. I don't know.
Wow.
I just want to see if I could do it. But
yeah.
And besides all this, he taught Sunday at their he taught Sunday school at their church. I don't know. He had time for all this shit, right?
Yeah. Okay.
So besides the 4 kids that they were very involved with, Michelle and Martin felt that they had more love to give. And over the next several years, they adopted 4 more children, total of 8.
Okay. Wow.
The 4 that they adopted were all little girls from Ukraine.
Oh.
Not all at one time.
I was like, holy cow. Whoa. I mean, still, either way, it's a lot. So
right. Wow. So 7 girls and a boy. But granted, by the time you got to the last one, like it was spread out pretty good. So they were young kids and then older kids. Right.
Is going to be so good in relationships because he's going to be like,
so
I know everything,
insight,
girls.
Right? God help any girl he brings home, though, because they are going to pick her apart.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. It will be brutal. Yes.
Woo. Okay. So people felt that Michelle and Martin were opposites, which happens. Opposites attract.
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
Michelle was beautiful. She was quiet. She was always well-dressed, polite.
Okay.
Martin, with his 2 degrees and his brilliance, he was arrogant. He was haughty.
Oh, okay.
He liked to be the main presence in the room. He liked to dominate the conversation. Yes, he really did. And he could be quite rude to people that he thought were below his superior intellect.
Wow.
Like just downright rude.
Okay, yeah. I don't like him.
So to the point where like his older daughters, they idolized him for a lot of reasons. Like his one daughter, Alexis, she wanted to become a doctor because she idolized her father.
Okay, well, that's normal.
She easily could have been a lawyer too because he was that too. But he didn't practice, so maybe that's not why.
So maybe that.
But they were aware that while they knew him at home, that other people maybe didn't see all the good parts in him. And so they did find themselves apologizing for their dad a lot. You know what I mean? Or making excuses for his behavior. Member. Yeah. Okay. Right.
Yep.
In 2006, when Martin turned 50, he went through what could be best described as like a midlife crisis. Right?
I had a feeling it was coming.
Yeah, you knew it was coming. He all of a sudden became obsessed with how he looked. He started dieting. He started working out.
Probably got some hair plugs.
Exercising. Yeah, right. He started going to tanning salons. Like he was always tanning. Oh, yeah.
That always weirds me out with guys.
I know, right?
Yeah.
It also, like, the lighter their hair gets, as gray as it gets, then you tan. It just makes it that much more.
Have you watched Righteous Gemstones? The Righteous Gemstones?
No, but I recognize that name.
Oh my God, it's so good. It's a comedy, but one of the actors, they make him an old guy in this, and he's actually not, but they do such a good job with makeup and stuff. And it's that pure white, and then they overtan him a bunch.
Overtan, yeah.
And
it's like a shocking contrast.
Yes.
There you go.
Fitting. Yeah.
Okay. Anyway. There you go.
God.
Martin was a bit over the top with it in the sense that he was known to, in the middle of a conversation, like it's your turn to talk, he would drop and start doing push-ups.
That's charming. Like, charming.
Are you still listening to me? Because are you? Oh, yeah, I'm good. I'm just,
bored? Okay. Right. Wow. I don't want to waste this moment. Yeah.
Right. Exactly. I got 30 seconds to.
I only have so much time.
Exactly. It was like, okay, that's a bit much, right?
Oh, my God. That's embarrassing.
Michelle found this new behavior odd, of course. And then
she checking emails and phone calls and stuff.
Well, yeah. Then when he started disappearing for hours, she got suspicious. Yeah. So she decides to confront Martin and say, just point blank, are you having an affair?
Yeah.
And
is she working, by the way, at this point?
I don't think so.
They've got 8 kids.
Yeah. She's got enough to do, right? He turned it around on her and accused her of not caring enough about her own appearance. Right?
Disgusting.
Maybe don't worry about me. Have you looked in the mirror yourself? Right. Now, Michelle was a beautiful woman, but she had never been overly obsessed with her own looks. Like she was beautiful, but that wasn't like,
That wasn't her identity.
No, right. Martin suggested she get a facelift, though.
Wow. Hi, asshole. Hi.
Uh-huh. And
I see you.
Michelle reluctantly agreed because she loved her husband.
Yeah, she's like, oh, is that what's wrong with me? And she probably believes it.
Exactly. And this was very surprising because she had never, ever mentioned to anyone any desire to do plastic surgery of any kind. It's not like, over the years she had mentioned, she's like, oh, I'm starting to, the crow's feet are bothering me. Right. Or if I could just lose a little more weight. Like she never talked about any of this. So this was really crazy.
Plunging.
Right. No, she had never said. No, she was fine. And although she had also just turned 50, because they were just about a year apart.
Yeah, they weren't too far. Okay.
In my opinion, of the pictures I looked at, she already looked like the after photo of like a facelift. Like she was gorgeous.
So no wonder she didn't ever feel the need. Like,
no, she didn't need to. Right. I was just like, this is what I would like my after photo to look like. Right. Like she
can I use her
good.
Before photo as my after photo?
Martin was ready to schedule the surgery for her right away.
What a douchebag. Yeah, right?
Michelle had suggested, well, why don't we wait for the summer? Because their daughter, Alexis, the one that was in medical school, she was in Nevada. And this way she would be home on her summer break and then she could help care for her. Because, there's also the little kids at home and all this. Yeah. But Martin was like, nope, let's do it right away. In fact, he said, I got everything already set up. I have we booked the anesthesiologist and he told Alexis, like, let's just do it next week when you're home for spring break. Like next week. Let's do it next week.
Whoa. No, wait, can we go back to talking about you, Martin, and see what, can we go back to what's wrong with you?
Like, what the fuck? It was like literally like, nope, we're going to do it. It's going to be next week.
What a dick. Okay.
So Michelle,
like this guy.
Michelle had surgery on April 3rd, 2007.
Did have it.
2 weeks after he suggested it. This is 2 weeks before this even came up, right?
Dude.
It went from, we should talk about this to it was booked and she had it.
Oh no.
I mean, if you're changing the looks of your face, plus there's all the risks that go with it, you think you'd spend some time making this decision?
Seriously.
She still has young kids at home. Yeah. Like her youngest is 6 at this point.
Plus, oh my God. Think of how many noses I would have to try on to even figure out what, those little nose cards. Oh, it would take me forever.
This is a big decision. I need to think about this, right?
Because it wasn't a nose job, it's a facelift, but still.
It was a whole thing, right? Martin insisted that Michelle be prescribed several post-op drugs, painkillers and sedatives to aid with her recovery due to what he considered her low tolerance for pain.
Okay, but she probably has a low tolerance for meds then too. Because she probably doesn't take them too often. Okay.
These are drugs that are not typically prescribed for this type of procedure.
Oh.
But since Martin was a doctor and he would be caring for his wife, the surgeon complied.
Of course. Yeah. Like, I guess you know what's best.
Exactly. Now, Alexis, who I said is in medical school, she was surprised, knowing that her mom was actually, like you said, very sensitive to medication.
Oh, okay.
Michelle was prescribed and given Valium, Ambien, Phenergan, Percocet, and Lortab.
Whoa.
And these are all medications that are not supposed to be taken together.
Oh, God. Okay.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Because some of these things overlap. You know,
you don't need to have both at once.
Right. Okay.
Oh, no.
So Michelle comes home from the surgery and she's in a lot of pain the first night.
I bet.
After her surgery, right?
Ooh.
Apparently, and she looked really bad. I don't know exactly what she had done, but apparently she had a lot done.
Oh,
and she also had like patches on her eyes, so she can't see.
Oh, okay. Not worth it. Okay.
Right. Alexis was shocked when her father said, you should leave. I'll take care of her tonight.
Oh,
and I'll give her all her meds. And she's like, no, it's cool. I can stay. And he was like, no.
Stay. No.
You just got back from school. I need you to get some rest so you can care for her the next day when I go to work.
No, Alexis, don't leave. Stay.
Yeah,
I have worries for your mama. Oh.
I know, right?
Oh, no. Okay.
All right. So the next morning, Alexis comes to the house, the family house, and her mom is completely sedated. Totally
I
out of it.
bet. Yeah, we put her in a coma, basically.
Right. To the point where it took her 24 hours to regain consciousness and talk. So for 24 full hours, this is You don't stay in the hospital procedure?
No, it's an outpatient. And how do you go to the you got to go to the bathroom.
No, she was sedated for 24 hours.
Shit. Okay.
When she regained consciousness and was able to talk, Michelle said that Martin kept giving her pills to take, but she couldn't see, so she didn't know what she was taking. So Alexis goes to talk to her dad, and he just kind of blows it off and says, "Oh, I must have done something wrong." This is what you want to hear from a doctor.
Yeah. Excuse me?
What?
What?
He tells Alexis that Michelle had actually thrown up, and he assumed that when she threw up the medicines. So he gave her more, thinking, well, now she's not going to have pain meds.
Yeah, but okay. You could wait and see. You could wait and see how she's feeling.
Yeah. Does the pain start to come back? Right. Or, could it be that you gave her all this shit and that's making her throw up because her body is like,
very
oh my
true,
God,
so
oh my
sensitive.
God, right?
Oh,
exactly.
Shit.
So Alexis insisted. She's like, nope, I'm taking care of Mom. I'm taking care of her medicines. I got this. Okay.
Good.
And like I said, Michelle had eye patches, so she couldn't see. So she actually asked Alexis, can you give me the pills one at a time? Because I want to feel them in my fingers.
Good.
I want to know if your dad tries to give me something, what he's giving me.
Oh, she has a feeling. Oh my God. That's scary.
Mm-hmm. Alexis was like, okay, that's kind of weird, but okay. And she did. She had her mom feel all the, things. And then Alexis was there and cared for her mother for the next 4 days. And Michelle was improving. The swelling was going down. She was feeling better. The pain was tolerable.
Okay.
And then Alexis was helping her mom wash her hair when Michelle started to cry.
Aww.
And says to her, if anything happens to me, make sure it wasn't your dad.
Oh, make sure it wasn't. Oh.
Right. And Alexis is like, what? What are you saying? But Michelle wouldn't elaborate.
Oh, dang it. She should have. Oh, no.
Right? Oh, yeah. So Alexis goes with Michelle to her follow-up appointment with the surgeon, and he's happy with how she's healing. Everything looks better. She's feeling better.
Okay.
She's got her eye patches off. She can function.
Good. She can
right.
See.
Okay. Right. So, and then that night they all go out to dinner.
Okay.
The whole family. And then, they drove Alexis to the airport to go back to school.
Oh God. Oh no. Okay. Alexis is gone.
Yes. So the next morning, as he was supposed to, Martin went to work and the younger kids went to school. Okay. And he picked up their youngest daughter, Ada, who was 6, at 11 a.m. like normal. So I'm guessing she's either in preschool or kindergarten, half day or whatever, right? So this is all totally normal. When they get home, he told Ada, go upstairs and check on Mommy. Okay. And Ada finds her mother unconscious in the bathtub. This poor 6-year-old.
Oh, God. Oh, no.
So Martin calls 911 and he sounds absolutely frantic on the phone. And he's telling the dispatcher that his wife has fallen in the bathtub and was unconscious and underwater. Uh-huh. The dispatcher asks, did you get her out of the tub? And he said, I can't lift her, so I just let the water out.
Okay. Well,
like I said, his wife was not overweight or anything.
Yeah,
and this is Mr. Fitness, right?
Oh, right. I forgot that fact.
But, I mean, even if her hair's wet and her body,
yeah,
how heavy could she be? So he said on the phone that he was a physician, of course, because he made sure everyone knew that he was a physician and a lawyer.
Yeah. Right. Oh, right.
Right. He was sure to let people know this at any opportunity.
Gross.
So the dispatcher asked if he knew how to do CPR, and he was like, I'm already doing it, and he hung up.
Okay.
Right.
But I don't need you. I just called you to tell you.
Right. But he hadn't given a clear address to the dispatcher because, he was frantic, like I said.
Yeah.
And so she actually had to call back twice because he kept hanging up.
Oh.
Little odd. Somebody who's in the medical field wouldn't know you should stay on until they arrive and all that.
And goes through traumatic situations where he knows how to stay calm for those situations. You would assume.
Think, right? Mm-hmm. Even if he's not a trauma surgeon, you would think he would know.
Oh, for sure.
It was weird.
Okay.
So instead, Martin sent Ada next door to get their neighbor for help. So their neighbor, Christy Daniels, follows Ada back because she's just like, my daddy needs help. My mommy's sick or whatever,
Okay.
So she runs over there to the McNeil's home. and goes up to the bathroom where Martin tells her, I've already called 911. I need a male's help to lift her out of the tub. Like,
wow, excuse me.
Like she's 800 pounds or something.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand, right? Based on pictures, I don't see why he couldn't have lifted her out himself. He
or
easily
with the
could
help
have.
With
exactly,
her.
Right? So he goes, go get your husband, Doug. So Christy runs home to get her husband. Okay. Again, this is precious time.
Yes.
This woman is in the tub,
like
not getting CPR.
Like 10 minutes here.
So plus, you know, I don't know how fast your bathtub drains, but my bathtub doesn't drain real fucking fast slow. Either, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, what the hell? Once Doug arrives, because there's all this running back and forth, they lifted Michelle out of the tub, and Martin started CPR, but then he stopped to basically like he was freaking out. And he'd be like, no, he was like, why? All for a stupid surgery. Why? And then he would go back to doing CPR, and then he'd get up and be like,
like a soap opera.
Right? Like he's yelling at her like this is her fault because she did this stupid.
You swore you needed this.
Exactly, right? Like she was being very vain and took an unnecessary risk.
And look what happened, even though he made her.
Right. So he did that several times.
Gross.
Right. Instead of just sticking with the CPR.
They should have just sat there and filmed him and been like, I guess we know who did this.
Right. Then, this is all before 911 shows up.
Oh, shit.
Martin's phone rings, and he stops to answer it.
Oh, boy.
And it was Alexis calling to check on her mom.
She's not doing so well. Get your fucking ass back here before Dad kills her.
So he goes,
my God.
She's in the tub, not breathing. I called an ambulance. And hangs up.
Oh, my God.
So there she is in Nevada.
Yeah, what can she do? Freaking out.
Holy shit. So Alexis's first thought was, oh my God, he killed her.
She does think that because she said, her mom said that. Oh,
so
my
she
God.
drops everything and heads for the airport.
Good for her. Right. Okay, I like her.
Let's take a brief pause for a commercial break. And if you don't like the commercial breaks, you could also join on patreon.com/love and murder. They have no commercials over there. Hey, lambs, I want to share something game-changing with you because I believe in it and use it myself. Simply Safe Security System. With Simply Safe, you get 24/7 whole home protection. Every window, room, and door is covered against intruders, fires, water damage, and even medical emergencies. And the best part is, it's all monitored by professionals ready to dispatch police at a moment's notice. Now, you know I don't recommend brands that I don't use myself. Simply Safe is the real deal. Use my link, murderandlove.com/simplysafe50. That's simply with an I, safe 50, and you'll get 50% off a new system plus a free camera. Professional monitoring for under $1 a day with your first month free. No contracts, no cancellation fees, easy to install yourself or choose the optional pro install. Plus a 60-day money-back guarantee with free return shipping. No problems. murderandlove.com/simply with an I, safe 50. When you visit the site, they'll help you find a perfect security system tailored for you. And you can even buy now, pay later with Affirm. Protect what matters most with Simply Safe. Go to murderandlove.com/simply with an I, safe 50 and get started today. Also, for ease of access, link is in the show notes below. Simply Safe. Advanced security, complete peace of mind. And before we get back to the show, I want to remind you of saving money with BJ's. As you well know, I use BJ's myself, and I want to bring these savings to you. Whenever I go grocery shopping at any other store and they give me that total for bread and eggs, $100, I'm like, are you kidding me right now? When I signed up to BJ's now 3 years ago, I was just doing it just as a test to see if it was worth it. And it was, because I'm still with them 3 years later. And I want to pass these savings on to you. murderandlove.com/BJ's to get $35 off your first year's membership. Not only do you get that $35 off, but you get into a club that saves you money on groceries. And in addition to those savings, you get amazing coupons every month to help you save even more. So join me in saving money and join BJ's today. murderinlove.com/BJ's to get $35 off your first year's membership. Links are in the show notes below. Join today, save tomorrow. And now, back to the show.
So when police arrived on the scene, Michelle's death did appear to be an accident.
Okay.
Right? So no evidence was taken from the scene. They didn't call it a crime scene or anything. They're like, yep, this woman fell in the tub or lost consciousness in the tub, whatever.
Did she have a ton of medicine in her system that could have put her out? Oh, no. Okay.
So police did interview Martin, who was known as a well-respected doctor in the community. And he said he believed Michelle passed out while preparing a bath. And they were like, yep, that tracks.
Yep, we believe you.
Right. So, and he's the one who's there, right? So Alexis isn't there. Alexis, when she arrives home, she confided in her older sister, Rachel, that she was confident that this was no accident. That she pulls her aside and she's like, look, I got to tell you something. I'm pretty sure Dad murdered Mom.
Now what? Oh, no.
Right. And Alexis shares with her, she was like, look, Dad hung up on the 911 dispatcher a number of times.
Yeah.
He said he needed another man's help to pull Mom out of the tub. And Rachel's like, yeah, something's not right. This is...
Okay, she agrees. She
agrees this is weird, right?
Okay.
So Alexis asks Martin, where are Mom's pills? I want her pill bottles. I want to see what she took. I want to see how much is gone.
Yes.
And at first he was like, I don't know where they are. I don't know.
I bet.
So she searches the house. She can't find them. So then she goes and she's like, where could they be? And he goes, oh, I asked his son, the one boy, his name was Damien.
Okay.
I asked Damien's girlfriend to flush them because seeing them was making me sad.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, no.
Right.
Flushing the evidence, basically.
Right.
Oh, no.
Okay. Alexis shares with Rachel that while she was caring for their mother, Michelle told Alexis about Martin disappearing for periods of time and her suspicion that maybe he was having an affair. This was the reason for his weird behavior for
tanning.
like the year before, right?
Oh, no.
And Michelle had asked Alexis to go online while Martin was asleep and look up his phone records.
Ooh, good. Okay. It's kind of weird she had her daughter do it, but was this while she was...
That's what I'm guessing. I couldn't tell, but I had a feeling this was
while
during
she's recovering.
that week she was recovering, right?
Because then otherwise it'd be a little weird she had her daughter do it, but then... Okay.
And obviously she was concerned and worried because she was confiding in her daughter, who is like, I mean, she's adult enough to be in medical school, but all right. So Alexis does find a particular phone number that Martin had been calling and texting at all hours of the day.
Okay.
And she's able to Google search the number and find that the number belonged to someone named Gypsy Willis.
Gypsy Jillian.
Now, this is the second true crime story that I know has a gypsy as a key player in it. So I'm just saying, if you're looking for baby names, maybe steer clear. I'm just saying.
I think it's a great name for a guinea pig.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, Gypsy.
Gypsy, that's cute. I like it.
And then you could dress her like Stevie Wonder. But not Stevie Wonder. I do love Stevie Wonder, but no. Stevie Nicks.
Stevie Nicks.
Stevie Wonder.
It's a very, very different artist. It's a very different.
Oh, no.
Dude, where is your head? You are just on a roll.
It's a Stevie. They all go together.
Close enough, right?
There's only so many
different race,
Stevies.
different sex, whatever. They're close. They both sing, right?
Yeah, totally different kinds of singing. But
God. Okay. So anyways, she finds this information, right? 3 days later, Michelle's funeral was held. The family didn't know it at the time, but Gypsy attended the funeral.
Yeah, that's icky.
Apparently, when she found out Michelle was dead, she looked up the services and attended because she said she felt badly that she had been with Michelle's husband. Obviously not bad enough not to be with him, but...
Right. And so she's admitting she was with him.
Right. And she wanted to support him from afar or something.
Kind.
I don't know.
Kind and creepy.
And she texted him during the services. And he responded.
He responded!
Yeah, they're texting back and forth during the services.
She's like, I'm behind the tree.
Right.
Pull my finger.
God, what the hell?
Stevie's with me.
My God, you've lost your mind.
Pretty much.
But also, so has Gypsy, because not only did she text him, but she sent suggestive photos of herself.
While at...
I don't know if it was then, but definitely the day after Michelle died. To basically keep his attention during this difficult time.
Yeah.
I know he's very preoccupied with his recently deceased wife and planning a funeral.
Don't forget about these jugs.
Right. What? Gross. So gross. Gypsy was a 30-year-old nursing student when she met Martin McNeil in an internet chat room in 2005.
Internet chat? I assumed it would be at the hospital, but apparently not.
No, internet chat room. Her screen name was Phoenix Sheba.
Oh, no. That's almost as good as like Xena something.
And for whatever reason, Martin went by the name Joe.
Hers is all deeply thought of, and he's like, oh, what guy name can I come up with?
Joe Schmo. They bonded online over discussing quantum physics.
That is romantic.
It's very sexy.
Yes.
It's hot.
Yes. If I were to time travel, what kind of vegetable would I be? What?
Right. So apparently, like, he really wanted someone that he thought was super smart. I don't know. Whatever. So that did it for him.
Or he wanted to impress somebody, make them think he's just the smartest.
And Gypsy was pretty, brown eyes, like reddish brown hair. She was pretty. His wife was drop dead freaking gorgeous. I am sorry. She was fucking hot. I don't know what he was thinking. I don't. So anyways, Gypsy did know that he was married when they met online, but she wasn't looking for anything serious.
She just wanted a fling.
Right. And Joe admitted that he actually had the perfect life and was married to the perfect wife.
Oh, then why are you fucking it up?
Right? How perfect could it be if you feel the need for other things? I don't know. That didn't make any fucking sense.
Why mess up his whole life then? Okay.
After a few weeks, they decided to meet in person and quickly started a sexual relationship.
Okay. Here we go.
She moved into a duplex that Martin owned.
Oh.
And he gave her a credit card to help her get through the expenses of nursing school.
He's a sugar daddy.
Oh,
he's a sugar daddy. Didn't anyone know he had this duplex? Why does he have...
I don't know. Maybe he just had properties or whatever.
Yeah,
it was
maybe.
Alexis and Rachel were surprised and angry to discover that the police were not investigating their mother's death.
I would say.
Right?
Yeah.
But the medical examiner had determined the cause of death to be from hypertension, which is high blood pressure.
Oh.
And myocarditis, which is inflammation of the heart muscle due to an infection or other inflammatory condition. So basically, Michelle's heart had failed and her death was due to natural causes.
Oh, shit.
She could have had an infection that they didn't know about.
Yeah.
It could have been inflammatory response because of the surgery. They're like...
Oh, no.
So,
no.
So this is like, they're like, this is not cool. But they're like, sorry, the case is closed. Like, this was an accident. The sisters both moved back home to help care for the 4 youngest children.
Oh, because Dad couldn't handle it.
But Martin tells them, nope, I'm planning to hire a nanny.
Oh, I wonder who he's going to hire.
And this is like super fast. Like, remember, she died via accident.
Yeah.
And 3 days later, they had a funeral. Like, that's like what happens when someone's old and sick and you know what's going to happen.
Like, you've got it ready. Everything's ready.
And he already found the perfect person. Someone he thinks was named Jillian something.
Weird.
Right.
I just happen to know.
Right. And Alexis is like, is it Gypsy Jillian Willis? Because if it is, I know who that is. And I know Mom thought you were having an affair with her, and she is not to be brought into this house.
Get it, girl. Yes. Right? Oh, my God. Okay.
Mm-hmm. But Martin didn't exactly take orders from anybody else.
Oh, I'm sure.
So less than 30 days after Michelle's death, Gypsy moves into the home.
She's moving in with a known killer. She knows. She's got to know.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my God. Okay.
Turned out Gypsy didn't cook. She didn't clean. She didn't take care of the kids. Right. She just moved in.
Yeah, to her sugar daddy's main abode.
Exactly. And Alexis confronts her father again, asking, is this your mistress? Mm-hmm. Is she really the nanny, or is she your mistress?
Yeah, because she's not doing any of the work she's supposed to be doing.
Exactly. And he did not take it well. He said that she was being rude, that Gypsy was a guest at their house.
Oh,
if she's a guest, is she the nanny?
She's an employee, so...
Right. Gypsy's a guest in their house, and if Alexis questioned him again, he would see that she was thrown out of medical school.
Whoa!
Like, back off, like he was not playing.
Oh, and you need to call her mommy. What?
Yeah. I think that we hit a red button, like I think we touched a nerve there, right? So Rachel tried to speak to her father, and she was told to leave the house for being rude to Gypsy.
Ooh.
So he was just like, you guys can leave. This is their family home.
And all these little kids who are now under the care of somebody who doesn't give a shit about them.
Mm-hmm.
Dad.
Exactly. 3 months later, Martin traveled to Wyoming with Gypsy to meet her family.
Oh, she's from Wyoming.
She's from Wyoming. Martin told Gypsy's parents that he never loved his wife the way he loves Gypsy.
Oh.
That the love he felt for Michelle was more like that of a friend or a sister. That he had sex with enough times to have 4 children.
Yeah.
But whatevs.
Oh, God.
Just saying. And then Martin proposed right there in front of Gypsy's family.
Oh, okay. So what year about are we in?
So this is 3 months after Michelle's death. And this is 2007. Okay. So in an interview on the show 2020 that I happen to watch about this case, Gypsy said she wasn't surprised by the proposal. Totally. Yeah, no, this is that everything seemed very natural. He had a wife and a perfect life, and then she accidentally died, and he moved me in, and then he proposed, and
weird.
What's the problem? Mm-hmm. She literally said in the interview, he mourned Michelle. It was 3 months after her death. Of his wife of 29 years.
Oh, yeah, that's and
the mother of their 8 children.
8 children. And does she really want to take on that responsibility? Also, but
right?
I guess for money, she's fine.
And she couldn't have been that much older than the oldest daughter, because the not oldest daughter was in medical school.
Yeah.
And she had an older sister. I don't know their ages, but if Gypsy was about 30 at this point, they met when she was 30.
Oh my God.
Michelle died 2 years later. So she was about 32. Like,
oh my God.
Yeah. This is weird.
Gross.
Weird, right?
Gross.
This was interesting. I found this interesting. This was the first time going home with Martin was the first time Gypsy had seen her mother in several years, because they had gotten into a fist fight over a dog.
Yep,
she
sounds
threw
very Wyoming.
Punches at her mother. Like, wow.
I can just imagine the town she's from. I can imagine it.
She had even bit her mother in the arm during the fight.
Classy. She classy,
right? Exactly.
Oh, yes.
I thought this was very telling. Gypsy's own sister, Julie, said to 2020 on camera that she would consider Gypsy to be a deceptive, malevolent, malicious, calculating person.
Oh,
that's her sister.
She didn't hold anything back. Yep. They've got some love there between them.
Ooh, okay.
Dang.
So they got engaged.
Okay. So the happy couple's engaged. They're living in the MacNeill house. The following summer, so this all happened April, May, June, right? The following summer, the MacNeil's 14-year-old daughter that was adopted, Gazelle, was sent. Gazelle, right? Okay.
Gazelle was sent back to Ukraine to visit family, and it was supposed to be like a visit.
Oh, okay.
She ended up being there like a year.
Oh, no.
She wanted to come home.
Oh, that poor little thing.
Gazelle was gone. Martin used Gazelle's information to apply for a new Social Security card, but used the name Jillian McNeil. Gypsy's middle name. McNeil is his last name. And then even went to court to update the birth year on this. So now Gazelle's Social Security number is attached to Jillian's name with Jillian's date of birth. And then he got a new passport with the information. So Gazelle couldn't get back in the country.
Oh, what?
Because now there's two people with the same Social Security, right? And supposedly the fraud was to get Gypsy out of $50,000 worth of back taxes.
Oh, my God. See, I was like, why? She would already have a Social Security number. Why would he? Oh, my God.
We'll just ship the girl back. We'll use her Social Security number. I believe he said something to her like, it'll be fine. No one will get hurt. Oh, yeah. The 14-year-old stuck in Ukraine.
Yeah. Emotionally not fine.
Was adopted as American citizen like since she was little.
Plus name her Giselle, not Gazelle, because those have totally different.
Oh, sorry. Is it Giselle? Maybe I said Gazelle.
Well, you have been saying Gazelle.
I'm so sorry. It's Giselle. It's G-I-S. My bad.
It's like Gazelle. Because you're calling her a deer, basically.
I know.
A really fast deer.
God, I
that's
suck.
great. No, that's great. Giselle. Okay, I got it.
It's Giselle. My bad.
Okay. No, that's why I was laughing at. I was like, oh my God, how terrible parents to call
I just thought maybe it was because there was a whole lot of stripper names in this episode. That's how I feel.
I totally are. I know. I was like, oh God, what are they raising? Okay. Got it.
So Alexis and Rachel are desperately trying to get the police to investigate their mother's murder, but they're like, nope, case is closed. Like they tried for like a long time, multiple years. They even tried to go to the media, but no one was interested in their story. Like nothing.
Sad.
Took a couple of years, but they finally got the attention of Doug Whitney, an investigator at the Utah County Attorney's Office.
Ooh, good.
And he reopened the case.
Oh, yes.
He started by investigating Martin McNeil's past. He's like, this is where we're going to start. Let's see what else, let's see if there's anything in your dad's past.
This shining star.
Oh, yeah. Martin was born in 1956 and had entered the military at the age of 17.
Okay.
But after 2 years, he was dismissed for psychiatric reasons.
Oh. Maybe he just wanted out, so he pretended?
Well, that's a good question, because somehow he still had been receiving veterans benefits for years with forged paperwork.
Oh, he naughty. Dang. Oh, no.
He leaves the military. 3 years later, he meets Michelle and they elope. But just 4 months into their marriage, Martin goes to jail for 6 months for forgery. For theft and for fraud, for writing bad checks.
Dang. Oh, no. Is he even a doctor or a lawyer then? Could he have faked everything? Okay.
Martin, it turned out, used fake transcripts to get into medical school in California.
Holy shit, but he had to still go through medical school.
Right. So he did earn his degree in osteopathic medicine.
Wow.
And then again, he used fake transcripts to get into law school at Brigham Young University.
Wow.
And earn his law degree. So he had them, but he didn't do any of the work to get into those schools.
Oh, my God. Wow. So he was smart. He just wanted to bypass some shit.
Exactly. He was smart, but lazy?
Yeah. Something.
Right. Isn't there there's like a fine line between lazy and
brilliant?
Brilliant. Right? No, like where you it's not a shortcut, but you're trimming things down so you can get them done quick and fast and efficient. Lazy and efficient. Okay. I feel there's a tight line you're walking there. Yes. Right? They also discovered that Gypsy was not the first of his extramarital affairs.
Oh, great.
In 1994, he was accused of having sex with a patient at the BYU Health Center.
Oh, no.
But nothing came of it because he threatened to commit suicide.
Oh, please. What? So they're just like, oh, never mind. Well,
it's okay. psychiatric disorders got him out of something else before, so...
True. So why shouldn't we try this again? Seems to have worked.
He apparently threatened to commit suicide on multiple other occasions.
Oh, God.
When Michelle confronted him about a pornography habit. And another time that she was suspicious about him possibly having an affair.
So he just used it as his
get out of jail free
card. Like, suicide.
He's like, no, I'm frail. I'm very fragile. Don't push me. I'm fragile.
Don't push me.
Doug Whitney also discovered multiple fake IDs for Gypsy, a fake birth certificate, multiple joint bank accounts that were opened for her and Martin.
They are a dream couple, aren't they?
They're kind of a match made in heaven, right? All using Giselle's social security number. And so it was like, well, this is all very interesting. So
no.
He had Martin and Gypsy arrested for federal identity theft.
Whoa. Not just, wow. Okay, good.
Right?
Good.
Well, we're talking social security and everything here, right?
Yeah, this is big.
So in 2009, they were both convicted and sentenced to prison for 4 years.
Oh.
Okay.
At least they got something, but yes.
Right.
Yeah.
While in prison, they wrote to each other frequently, making plans for their future together. I know, right?
What happens to all the little kids, though? Oh, these...
I'm guessing the older daughters must have helped take care of them. So Doug Whitney is now like, yeah, I totally believe that Martin murdered his wife. Like, he just has this pattern of behavior.
Yeah.
He's a con man.
It just keeps getting worse.
Right.
So it was only a matter of time.
Exactly. So he sets out to find evidence to prove it. He's like, all right, there's got to be evidence here somewhere. So he asks a toxicologist to review Michelle's original toxicology report from her autopsy.
Ooh, good. Okay.
And it showed an unusual combination of very powerful sedatives and painkillers.
Oh, God.
Right?
Yeah.
The review... Okay, so they're like, okay, so yeah, this is not normal. Right. So they brought that to the state medical examiner's office, and Michelle's cause of death was changed from natural causes to undetermined.
Ooh,
so at least they got it.
Yeah, got it.
They opened the door, right? After, just a couple weeks after Martin was released from prison for the fraud
charges
situation, right? He was arrested for murder.
Sorry. Back in.
I could not get any more information on this, but I thought this was interesting enough to add in. The arrest warrant stated that Martin had attempted to murder his mother when he was younger.
Whoa, that's kind of big.
And that he may have killed his brother, Rufus Roy McNeil, who had been found dead in a bathtub, but he had never been prosecuted for it.
Oh my God, were they just kids or?
I don't know. I couldn't find anything else. All I know is like the more they looked into this guy's background, there was just shady shit all over. They're like, this is insanity, right? 5 years after Michelle's murder, Martin McNeil went on trial. Finally, right? The prosecution showed that on the morning of the murder, there was a 90-minute window from when Martin left for work to 11 when he picked up Ada from school. Where he was supposedly at work, but nobody saw him.
Okay. So he's got a few hours to get a bunch done.
Exactly. No one could account for where he was, right? So there was a whole 90-minute window where he could have gone home.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
Carried it all out.
Her, drowned her in the bathtub. Right.
Make his daughter go find her.
Right? That was
disgusting.
Wasn't that cold? Go upstairs and check on mommy. What a dick.
This poor baby.
Poor 6-year-old, right? So one witness testified how Martin described to him how Martin tells this guy, I walked into the bathroom to find Michelle bent over the side of the tub, face down in the water. Like, like
that's weird.
Like she was running the water or whatever and then passed out face down and she drowned. Right.
That seems hard to do.
But the neighbor, Christy Daniels, testified that when Ada came to her to get help, Michelle was in the tub, laying on her back, partly dressed.
Partly dressed?
Right. So she had a shirt on and nothing else.
Yeah, that's weird.
Right. Like maybe she was getting the tub, but she was like
on her back.
The tub.
Like
on her back in the tub.
You don't just roll over and float around in a tub.
So that's very different. Oh, and it wasn't like this giant jacuzzi tub or anything like that.
Just
it's very different between like the bottom half of your body is dry and your face is in there, which by the way would be really easy to pull her up out and give her CPR.
Absolutely.
So
none of this.
Why the stories? Why? The 4 eldest McNeil daughters all testified against their dad.
Oh,
right?
You got nobody.
And then several inmates from Martin's time in prison for fraud testified that Martin talked about cheating on his wife.
Oh.
With his then girlfriend, Gypsy, and made comments about how he was good at getting away with things, including the murder of his wife.
Wow. God, see, he just can't stop bragging.
No. He's very
complex is big.
I'm sure everybody in the prison knew that he was a doctor and a lawyer as well. They all knew.
I'll take all of your cases pro bono.
Right? Then one of Martin's former mistresses, pre-Gypsy, named Anna Osborne Walthall, testified that Martin once told her that he knew a way to naturally induce a heart attack so it couldn't be detected in tests.
And that's just information you're just like, oh, by the way,
FYI.
Guess what I can do?
Right.
Oh.
She's like, I can tie a cherry stem with my tongue.
Yeah.
Really? I can naturally induce a heart attack. Touche.
Wow. Excuse me. Yours is better than mine, I guess.
I know.
There's no comparison here.
Exactly, right? Gypsy had other legal issues or something going on, fraud things or whatever. And so she agreed that for probation, in exchange for probation, that she would testify against Martin.
Okay, good.
Okay.
That's love. People.
So, right. Yeah. Right. So she was like, well, I'm not going back to prison.
No,
you're screwed, but I'm not going back to prison. Yep. Right. She testified that she and Martin had been having an affair before Michelle's death. And that, yes, like it had been years. He gave her money to get through nursing school.
Wow.
And that they had even exchanged texts on the day of Michelle's funeral. So this is all very damning information, right? But she did not believe that Martin killed Michelle.
Oh, delusional still.
Right. Exactly. She also said that the identity theft of Martin's daughter was all his idea. She knew it was wrong, but that Martin was very smart and very persuasive. And he convinced her it was the best way to get her out of this massive tax debt.
Plus, she didn't give a shit about the kids, it didn't seem like. So.
Oh, no, not at all. She was like, whatever, we'll screw the other kid over. Whatever. She didn't have any problem with that. On December 3rd, 2013, Martin McNeil was found guilty of first-degree murder, as well as obstruction of justice for hindering the investigation to the murder by making it appear to be an accident.
Oh, that's awesome. They got to stick him with another.
Exactly. So he received 15 years to life for murder and then an additional 1 to 15 years for the obstruction.
Ooh, so that's awesome.
Tack on more,
yeah,
right?
Let's tack it all on. Oh, goody.
Part of the reason why Gypsy got the deal was she had an alibi for the morning of the murder.
Oh, okay.
And there wasn't, she could testify to, yep, we had an affair. Martin had done all this stuff that makes him look really guilty, but there was nothing to show that she had
any part in that.
Any part in
murder.
Right. They couldn't prove that she knew about it. They didn't have anything on her. So she gets off scot-free for whatever she participated in, right? Since the trial, Gypsy's roommates at the time said that they heard Gypsy talking about killing Michelle by either poisoning her or cutting her car's brake lines.
Whoa.
And they also said that Gypsy had been stalking Michelle and had even once broken into the McNeil home and stolen a picture of Michelle.
Ooh, that's creepy. She wanted to be her.
I have a hard time believing that she was completely oblivious to all of it.
Absolutely.
Like, yeah, I'm guilty of sleeping with a married man, but like everything else was on him.
But I didn't know that. But I didn't know anything else. Yeah.
You know, I mean,
and to move in right away and knew about the funeral times and all that.
It's right.
She knew.
Martin and Gypsy never got married. before the trial or anything like that.
Okay.
But they did get a marriage license, and totally gross. The date on the marriage license is the date of Michelle's funeral. Gross.
Gross. Yeah, just mean.
Just mean and gross. Right. And little suicide trigger warning here. On April 9th, 2017, 2 days before what would have been the 10th anniversary of Michelle's murder, Martin committed suicide in prison.
Wow, he did, huh?
He did. He was 61 years old. So so he finally made good on all of those threats.
Yeah,
apparently.
Oh, right. He had all the suicide threats from before.
All the threats. Mm-hmm. And Gypsy is just living out her life somewhere in Utah, I believe. Wow.
Oh, my God. Oh, that is so disturbing.
These 8 kids are probably fairly grown, but they have... Yeah. At least they have each other because they don't have any parents.
That's very true.
The one son, Damien, also committed suicide.
Oh, poor baby. See?
I know. Dude, there was a lot of trauma there.
There's so much trauma in that family. So
much trauma in there.
Oh, that's so sad.
I know.
All right. That's just disgusting.
Isn't he? He's he just makes me want to. I almost wish we hadn't used douche canoe yet.
I know. He's definitely.
He was so
I know.
douchey.
I was thinking douchebag throughout that whole thing. So he sounds very douchey. Yeah.
Right?
Ugh.
Would you like to hear my sources?
Yes. Let's hear this.
So I watched the 2020 episode, season 41, episode 38. God, they have a lot of seasons and episodes.
Yeah.
It was called The Perfect Nanny.
Oh,
she was so not the perfect nanny. Right?
And it makes it sound like she killed her.
Right. No.
Which I'm sure she had part in it.
There's no way she knew nothing. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm sure she knew something, and that's the reason why she made sure she had an alibi.
Yeah, you're probably right.
He supposedly had an alibi, but maybe he should have shown up for work.
Yeah.
Just saying.
That would help.
Maybe you should have shown your face. Hey, how's it going? I'm going to go get coffee. And then,
make sure you're seen on the elevator footage. Something.
Exactly. No, he was like, no, they can't get me. I'm too smart. I also got info from thedailymail.co.uk and Wikipedia, of course, and thecinemaholic.com.
Oh, so that's a good story. Yeah. I had not heard that one.
He was just sleazy to the nth degree.
Yeah.
Blech, gross.
Yeah, and thinking he's so good. Ugh, gross. Is right. Yeah. I wonder if he was somebody's bitch in jail and he just couldn't handle it anymore.
I hope so.
You'd like to
I sincerely hope so.
He's one of those that deserved it.
Really? I've always wanted to have myself a doctor/lawyer. Come here. Come
here, hottie. Plus, you stay fit, I see.
Right. That tan skin. Gross. Yeah, how do you keep up your tan in prison?
Yeah. I mean, you only have so much time out in the yard.
By the end, he was probably pretty pasty. That'd be my guess. Yeah.
White and starchy.
Maybe he couldn't stand to look at his pasty skin anymore.
That was it. He was like, I just can't handle it, and I can't get my hair plugs redone, so
I can't. Right, exactly. Gross. So gross. Yeah, and she's pretty friggin' gross, too. I'm sorry.
Is she? Yeah, I mean, yeah, for sure. Her personality seems pretty freaking gross. Right? To be a part of all that.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it was totally normal. There was no reason for me to think it was weird that his wife just died of an accident and
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And he puts
I didn't want him to be too sad at the funeral, so I sent him some sexy photos.
So I was flashing him from behind the trees.
Oh my god. Just not
gross.
Right.
Well, thank you for that episode. That was good.
Yeah. Thank you, everybody, for listening. All right.
All right.
Thank you, everybody. Appreciate you.
We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to another episode of ODFM, hosted by Kelly DeVries and Jenna Swanson. Production and editing by Kelly DeVries. Theme music by Eric Swanson. ODFM is a satirical true crime podcast for entertainment purposes only. The stories you hear are serious and true. The comments and opinions are not. We apologize if any of our content is harmful or disrespectful.